Let's see. There's something I haven't done in a while. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. I've already have done a bunch of TV show reviews, then a couple movie reviews. Hmm. I haven't done a comic book or a manga review in quite some time. Hmm. That's good. May as well get back in the gear of things and start talking about them again. Otherwise, I might have a bunch of angry people coming at me and saying, "When's your next comic book or manga review?" Well, I think I can apply for you people. So, welcome to Lazy Universe Comic Review, and this is not of one or two or three, but we're going to talk about four comic books today. So, get your asses ready. Greetings, geeks and nerds, and lazy universe, and white nerdy. And yep, you heard me right. Today we're talking about four Marvel comics. Now, what's funny about this is that they all kind of share a similar theme, and that they're kind of like Halloween related, and which is kind of good since we're in September and we're just a month away from frickin' October. And in case you're wondering, from the basically ending week of September, so September 27th, I think, until October 30th, I'm going to be doing a bunch of Halloween reviews, such as like horror comics or horror manga, plus horror movies, horror animes, and stuff like that. So, if you're excited, then I hope that I can oblige to you. So the first one that we're going to be taking a look at is Spider-Man, and this comic is actually pretty damn decent. It's written by both the team of the Abrams brothers, so J.J. and Henry Abrams are the writers behind this. And I gotta say, in all things truthfully, it's kind of good. Truthfully, let me just grab it really quick. This is the one that I'm talking about. It's kind of good. It's not that bad. I mean, just take a look at this cover. Um, but just forewarn that all these comic books have to do with like people dying or mental health issues or whatever, or trying to come to terms with various different dark topics. So if you don't feel comfortable with any one of these stories, if you click off this video at any point, as a person with mental health issues myself, I completely understand, and it is completely up to you if you want to check out or not. Um, but I think that you guys should enjoy this episode. So let's take a quick look at J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man, and I gotta say, in all things truthfully, it's kind of damn good. The first thing that happens right off the bat is that New York City is under attack and it's just destroyed, and that doesn't make things any better after considering what happened years ago. But because this is written by J.J. Abrams, who did Alien Covenant, apparently and unfortunately Mary Jane Parker dies, much to Peter's horror at seeing his wife just epically die in front of his eyes. We jump cut to 12 years later as we see Peter's son, Benjamin Parker, yes, named after Uncle Ben, is having the same life as Peter. He's kind of quiet, he's unique, he's different, and of course, very similar to his father, has his own boys. But then it gets turned for a turn for the worse as Benjamin is kicked out of school for bullying a boy and throwing him through a teacher's door. No kidding either, as we see that Peter is now a paraplegic because he's missing an arm after his battle the last time that he was fighting against the aliens in New York City. But we also get to see cute little Benjamin has a crush on a woman named Edo Faye, and I gotta say she's kind of like one of those, I guess, hot topic goths. Not trying to be rude or anything, it's basically what she is. And he kind of takes a turn for looking at her, kind of looking at her as Mary Jane would look at Peter, and it's kind of adorable. As we get to see the leader behind these aliens is, this weird and creepy guy. But I do love the part that Peter is so distant from his own aunt and his own son, where he's like, listen, Benjamin's just going through a thing very similar to I did. He will get over it, as Aunt May is saying, no, Peter, you need to be a father to your own son. You cannot just ignore him and pretend that the problem will go away. And even though Peter understands, I think that deep down inside, he kind of feels remorse about this. But after having some nightmares, it turns out that Benjamin inherited Peter's spider powers. Yep, apparently Benjamin is now apparently Spider Boy. So as Aunt May pulled him down from the ceiling, he goes to look in the attic for his father's old things. When he comes across, most famously, he comes across his father's old spider suit, which would happen to be probably the biggest moment to kind of understand where this story might take place. Now, in case people don't know, we're going to move aside from Spider Man into talking about the Uncanny X Men. But before we jump into this, very kind of weird and kind of stupid story, in my own opinion, just saying. Um, Speaking of Spider Man with J.J. Abrams, I don't hate it, but I don't dislike it either. I admit that the idea of Mary Jane Parker dying is very good, but it's not like the best story, truthfully. I was hoping that would maybe be like the Sinister Six instead of this alien breed. Maybe it gets better. I only own the first issue. Maybe it does get better in the future. I don't know. But yeah, man. I mean, I was kind of hoping for a more better Spider-Man story. I mean, Spider-Man's son becoming Spider-Man, that's pretty decent and cool. It still kind of shows to you of like just how strong of a symbol that Spider-Man is to New York, even though people still complaining about Miles Morales being Spider-Man. Listen, come here, come here, come here. Miles is Spider-Man. He has held a name. He proven himself a Spider-Man. Miles is Spider-Man. I don't want to hear, but Peter's Spider-Man and Miles is Miles. No, we're not having that. We're not doing that. Miles is Spider-Man. He proved it so many times, even more times than I can count. Shut your fucking mouth about Miles. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna jump into Uncanny X-Men. I feel like I've insulted a bunch of people for picking on my baby boy Miles. Anyways, we're gonna jump into Uncanny X-Men #1. This is an annual, and I gotta hand it to you guys that this one is weird. But then again, this is the X-Men. So what were you expecting? Were you expecting a good story? Well, I know I was. Did I get a good story? No. I got a piece of crap. I got a piece of shit. It's like a Charlie Brown. I got a rock. No, here I got a piece of shit. Because I was expecting a great X-Men story, and this is kind of not what I was expecting at all. Well, let's talk about the Uncanny X-Men. Right off of the bat, this story opens up with Cyclops being already dead. Well, fucking course that he would be. But then guess what? Cyclops is alive! Somehow. Even he questioned it himself how the fuck he still keeps coming back to life all these years later. I do have to admit, though, I do like this flashback page. This is really, really good of a flashback page, which kind of compares the same artwork to that of John Byrne, or not John Byrne, but Chris Claremont. So it really kind of really gets the point across. Even as a piece of nostalgia, you get to see Cyclops in his first class outfit. That's actually pretty damn cool. He battled an enemy that can control robots. This is the X-Men. How is this already boring as it is? This is like the Sentinels. It's not that cool. So we find out that in the home of a random guy, Cable's there. Not just Cable, but a younger version of Cable, who's like, listen, I need you to build this device. I need to find my father. And even the guy's like, dude, I don't know what the hell that you're talking about. I mean, I think I can fix it, but, and Cable's like, no time to explain. I need to go. My father needs me. So he takes the guy grave robbing to bring back or dig up Cyclops' grave, and the guy's like, okay, now what do we have to do? This already been given a proper burial, and Cable's just like, let's just get this over with. So he allows the guy to cut into his own daddy and perform surgery. This is weird. But we do get a nice tender moment from the Phoenix Saga, I think anyways, as Cyclops and Jean Grey share a kiss as, Jean Grey kills Cyclops. It was also relevant in X-Men The Last Stand movie. And then right after that happens, Cyclops is resurrected, and he's like, Cable, and he's like, hi, Daddy, I resurrected you. As he's trying to explain all of this to Cyclops, he's just like, I am still wondering what happened. How the fuck am I alive? Why don't you people just let me die in the Marvel Universe? And basically, they're telling Cyclops, like, listen, we need you for one last mission. As we get to see Cyclops in his astonishing X-Men costume, that's pretty nice of a nice touch. As Cable's gearing up and he's like, Cable, what the fuck is going on? It's like, listen, Dad, I need you. And Cable's like, damn it, son, you need to talk to me. And Cable just vanishes and he's like, damn it, son! So it turns out that the guy that was released from prison, his name is Mr. Taven. Yeah, he's apparently a mutant hater, so he goes right back home and he starts working on his robot to kill mutants. This is a relevant plot point for this story. So, yeah, Cable finally gets some answers from Cyclops gets some answers from Cable about, like, why am I back alive? Why didn't you just leave me dead? And then Cable starts going into, like, 5-year-old territory and throws a tantrum and he goes, because it isn't fair, Daddy! I don't like using you! I love you and shit! And Cable's like, listen, son, that's very admirable, but next time you should just leave a person dead, you know? This feels a lot like he's complaining like Spider-Man. But anyway, Cable does tell Cyclops about, like, how worse that the mutant war is getting, about the Brotherhood and the mutants, and he explained to him, like, listen, we have a bunch of teams of X-Men fighting, and we cannot destroy these robots. These robots have been taking over us, which is why I came back from the future to tell you, like, listen, we gotta stop these robots. And yes, these are the Mile Tavern robots. As soon as that plot point you brought up, Cyclops is just like, well, shit, son, we gotta go stop him. So, yeah, you get Mr. Tavern, his son, Cyclops and Cable versus the robots, and then they just destroy the robots with ease, and the old man wants Cyclops to kill him, and Cyclops says, no, I've had enough death for today. You get to live, you get to acknowledge what you did was wrong, and then we just live our happy lives all together. But then at the end of the day, Cyclops stares into the sea, thinking about Jean, wondering, what the hell should I have done? You know, like, he wanted to kill that guy, he felt it every need in his body, but he didn't. This just proved of how great of a hero that he is. With then Cable wondering, well, what are we going to do about it? And Cyclops is like, well, the mutants are being massacred, so there's only one thing to do. We got to unite a new team of X-Men. I hate this comic, truthfully. It's like, okay, so the only reason why you bring back Cyclops is to have him go up against Mr. Tavern again and give him a choice. He can either kill the inventor of the robot that will kill his friends in the future, or he can just live a happy life being resurrected and go to the war with the X-Men and help his friends fight. This was stupid. You know how Days of Future Past, Wolverine goes back into the past to kind of unite the X-Men? Yeah, it kind of feels like they're repeating the same idea here. Except, you know something? X-Men Future Past, or Days of Future Past, did it better. Much fucking better. This was stupid. While I admit, going back and playing off of people's nostalgia, like the astonishing X-Men suit, the classic Jack Kirby and Stan Lee suit, that's fine. This is dumb. It's full of dumbness and dumb moments. Like, if Spider-Man, the J.J. Abrams Spider-Man can get at least like 4 stars from me, truthfully, this one just gets a fucking 1-star rating. It's really not that damn good. So next, we're taking a look at Moon Knight number 188, and I gotta tell you, man, this story is incredible. Just keep in mind that this comic, because I read it a lot, is kind of falling apart. So don't pick on me about this, but this story is great. But I have to warn people, this kind of goes into some dark mental health issue territory. So if you're not prepared for that, you can feel free to click off the video at any point that you want. But or you can just skip it ahead after the comic review. But anyways, yeah, let's talk about Moon Knight issue number 188. Moon Knight opens up with a character named Dr. Emmett that is taking a look at the mind of the wandering Mark Spector, wondering what's going on in that mind of his, as he seems even very confused while she's talking to him. As Mark had been sent to the mental institution. Why? because he's unstable. He talked about how the laws are different, how people had been different, how people had to be basically put to terms. Even he burned a few people, which had Dr. Emmett wondering about the estranged mind of Mark Spector. If this sounds similar, does it because it is kind of based off of Mad Love with Harley Quinn and the goddamn Joker? That is not really a complaint, it's a compliment. As while Dr. Emmett is at a birthday party, she can't seem to focus. She basically keeps thinking about Mark and how Mark's mind works, and she's fascinated with the mind of a person that has gone crazy, and she keeps wondering what in the world is going on with her and why does she keep obsessing over this guy. And when she goes to the mental asylum, she tried to get him to talk about the people that he's killed, the people that he's burned, the people that basically he said that he needed to prove them the world of justice. As we even get a look at his nice burned hand, and she draws a picture of Kurt Cobain, you know. But then again, he basically admits that, hey, I'm a Foo Fighter fan. I'm not sure if that's a burn against Kurt Cobain, but it's not really needed. Anyway, Dr. Emmett goes to the to the Museum of Natural History, I guess. I mean, it's in New York. And she suddenly gets a hug from, like, Khonshu, or one of the Egyptian deities, or deities, I mean. And she's trying to wonder what is going on with her. Why does she keep thinking about Mark? Why is she obsessed with this man? And she looks upon the image of Ra. As she takes a picture of Ra, she shows it to Mark Spector, who doesn't seem to understand what this is, even though he should know all about the Egyptian deities and gods and goddesses in the universe. But nope, his mind's a complete blank. And we get this nice scene of both Khonshu and Ra walking behind the two. This is actually pretty nice, and just goes to show you, like, how connected that Mark Spector is to the gods and goddesses of Egyptian culture. Nope, time to stop explaining that as we go into, like, some kind of like a dream sequence, and we see Dr. Emmett being attacked by mummies of all things. And then Moon Knight appears. Okie dokie. But then this Moon Knight revealed himself to be Mark Spector, but he's a vampire! Okay. As suddenly she wakes up screaming and goes to see Mark and trying to understand what is going on. I had a dream about you and I just don't understand how things are going now. Then after a nurse is attacked, Dr. Emmett goes to see Mark as he had gone completely crazy, painting the walls with his own blood. But he wasn't painting them with his own feces, for that matter. But whatever, as he tells Dr. Emmett that she needs to see what he can see. As suddenly Mark Spector just says the name Khonshu, and suddenly he's on fire, burning the room around him, as he tells her that she will finally see the truth. She will finally see everything that she has come to know. But then, even creepier, he's possessed by Amon-Ra. So that's a thing that happened as he burns up Dr. Emmett, and she's like, I believe him. Moon Knight is alive. Moon Knight was never dead. Moon Knight really exists. And the paramedics are just like, bitch, will you shut up for just a few seconds while we get you to the hospital? Which is also cool and nostalgic that it kind of plays off an homage to the original Moon Knight, the Moon Knight origin, how Moon Knight came to be, and also his fight with Jack Russell because he showed up in Werewolf by Night. So it is pretty awesome. For me, easily, Moon Knight gets 5 stars. The great artwork, the amazing writing, and especially going into, like, some deep basically mental health issues, and also some serious mental health issues, which is great for what Moon Knight had accomplished for this. So I gotta say, and hand it to the series that it did, or the comic, I mean, which did pretty damn well at handling all that. Next, we're gonna take a deep dive into hell with the horror comic, and yes, it technically is a horror comic. And we're gonna be taking a look at the adventures of Ghost Rider, necessarily both Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze. And we're gonna start to wonder, what the hell had the writer from Hell been doing for the past couple years? Well, it turns out, not too good. No, I mean that seriously. Johnny Blaze has become the king of Hell, and he runs Hell, and he's basically hell-bounded to rule the entire kingdom. But Johnny is sent back to New York. He is brought back, but he's very disconnected from the world. He doesn't know why, and he doesn't know how, until he meets up with Danny Ketch, his old partner in crime, I guess. As basically he goes into a bar, he starts talking to a few women, the bartender and another woman that comes in there, and he's like, some guy beat the fucking shit out of me, and they're like, ha, classic New York. As he walks outside and sees a motorcycle, when suddenly he begins to change into the Ghost Rider. So what's John doing? Well, John is fighting a big demon from hell that looks like it came straight out of Spawn. So yeah, you have Johnny Blaze versus a giant demon. Yep, that's a thing. But it gets even better as he meets up with Johnny. My bad, that was Danny. I made a mistake. Oopsie poopsie. So Danny gets on his badass motorcycle. Seriously, I love that fucking motorcycle. Grabs a hold of the fucking demon, rides into its mouth, and even Johnny's sitting back like, whoa, dude, not even I would pull off something like this. And then tears it to fucking shreds. Yeah. Well, in hell, doesn't seem like anything getting any better. We have these people that are raging hell in hell, and it just nothing getting better, everything getting worse. As Johnny had to talk with Danny, and he's like, dude, you're the Ghost Rider, you're protecting Earth, that's awesome. Anyways, I'm the king of hell, and I don't respect you feeding off of my powers, so could you maybe, give them back, bro? And then Danny politely says, no, I'm not going to give him back. Johnny's like, that tears it. I'm done with your motherfucking ass. We are going to slow down. It is Ghost Rider versus Ghost Rider. As we get the ending of Ghost Rider, as Johnny Blaze has tied up Danny Ketchum saying, your power will be mine, and there will be only one true Ghost Rider. For Ghost Rider, though, I do have to kind of give it 3 stars. Well, it's awesome. It's not really the best in the category, truthfully. I admit the artwork is nice, the story is great, but then it kind of loses focus. Where it's maybe it's the Ghost Rider, not really Johnny, that goes, that tears it. There can only be one Ghost Rider, and it's me. Fuck you. We're battling this out. So, yeah. So anyways, out of all the comics that I reviewed, let me know which one is your favorite. I know I had to summarize them very quickly and kind of get through time restraint. The more time that I spent was on the X-Men and Spider-Man. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Which one is your favorite? Did you like the X-Men? Did you like Spider-Man? Did you like Moon Knight? Or did you like Ghost Rider? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you have any comics that you'd like to recommend to me and kind of tell me to check out or whatever, or even review on the channel, then be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also tell me at Twitter with a link in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Lady Universe. I've been nerdy. Keep eking on, and as always, guys, take care and tell me what other comic book that I should be checking out. And until next time.